Back on the old Plymouth finally. Getting down to the dreaded passenger side floorboards now. Luckily, the back isn't bad at all on this side. Just got one hole here, about the size of my hand. And of course where the seat brackets mount. I'm gonna have to cut some of that out. And then up front, that's where the real job's gonna get into. I'm gonna have to cut in way over on the side there. Oh, I even got some right there I see up in the curve. Luckily, the toe board's pretty solid. It's all pretty much right down in this area. And yes, these mounts are shot. And no, I'm not going to worry about those just yet, because I'm still not 100% certain this body's staying on this chassis. So I'm going to fix the floors so I can work on getting the interior kind of done up enough to where I can actually sit in this thing and not feel disgusting. And I can always mess with those braces later. Like I said, if I decide to put this body on a different chassis, none of that's going to matter anyway. So I'm not going to fool with those at the moment. But I figured I'd give a little update on where we were going, and I'll bring you guys back in when I've got some progress done. Alright, after a few hours worth of work, I have my first floor pan piece cut and kind of screwed in place for now. I will be going along and welding along the sides. I wanted to get this piece put in first. And what I'm using is, of course, I am an appliance tech, so I have an ample supply of junk appliances that I can rob steel off of. This panel is off of a late 80s, early 90s, probably more early 90s Maytag washing machine panel. And of course it was just a flat panel, and when I put the panel in, it was wanting to pop can and do all kinds of goofy stuff. Well, I do not have a dimple die, or bead roller. I do not have a bead roller, but I do have some 3/4 inch solid steel stock and a big effing hammer. And so what I did was I put it where I wanted it and just beat the crap out of it. And now she doesn't pop can. Nice and solid. I don't care if it's got a little dents in it, because nobody's going to see it. It'll all be covered up with seam sealer and some sound deadening and carpet. So at least it'll be nice and solid compared to what I had. So I'll keep working at it, and I'll bring you all in on the next one. Alright. Been working on the floors, passenger side floors of the old Plymouth. And other than letting the seam sealer dry and giving everything another coat of paint, the passenger side floors are done. I am so glad that project is over with. Now I'm going to turn to the interior and start getting some of that done up. Make it to where it's a little nicer to be in this thing. I did put a muffler on it. I had the old Scout. There's the Scout. I did a chassis swap on it. I've still got the original chassis out back, and it had a muffler and some exhaust, and it was exactly the same size pipe as the old Plymouth here. And I don't know if it'll start for me. There we go. So it is a lot quieter now. It's just kind of hung in there. Not really mounted very well yet, but at least it's quiet. And I'll try and get this thing out and run it a little bit more. Maybe it'll free up and start running a little smoother. But for now, that's going to be it for this weekend. I'm ready to take a break. I've had a couple of good solid days of working on it. So until next time.